Hello, hello. Welcome to the assembly part of month 5, our 2023 quilt block. Here we go. I have all of my pieces completed. So I already sewed this together, just like sewing any two seams together. I just sewed them straight down when it is really bulky in the center. So just be aware that that is going to be quite a chunk. So, all right, I already have those two sewn together, so we're going to sew this together in rows. So this is the middle row, and then we need to do the bottom and the top. So I'm just going to make sure I put the pieces together. And when you want to check your seams to see whether or not they line up, you can either just kind of open them up like this and say, okay, that looks amazing. I'm going to go ahead and sew that. You can pin it, you can hold it, you can use wonder clips, or you can just kind of hold it as you go and stitch all the way across that line. Oops. All right, I'm messing up my block here. Okay, so just like that, and then it comes out pretty nice. Okay, now for the other side. Same exact thing. You can put them together, line them up nicely, check your seam allowance. So you want to fold that down only 1/4 of an inch to see whether or not that lines up. And I'm just going to hold that over here and stitch my 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Oops. Okay. Ta-da! So that looks pretty good. So now I need to join this piece to this piece. So this should measure 10 inches all the way across. You can see here on my ruler, 10 inches. So it looks like I'm doing pretty good. I printed my templates out at the right size. So these pieces we definitely want to line up. So because this is a lot longer of a seam than this 3 inches here, I'm definitely going to get my wonder clips out here. So I'm going to go ahead and just clip this into place, and then I'm going to check my seam by placing a pin through those critical line up parts so that I can check whether or not that is going to line up. I really like these glass head fine pins. It really is easier to poke through the seam allowance. So I want this part right here. I'm going to push down, straight down, and it should come out exactly on that part right there. So this one is not quite there, so I'm going to move it over a tiny bit and then poke through it again, and hopefully it comes out spot on, and it did. So now I'm going to repin this to try to adjust for that little bit of movement I did there. Trying to keep them still lined up. So when you trim them, if you trim them to that outside line, it's just 1/4 of an inch, so it's easy to see where it needs to line up. This center seam right here is also going to be a little bit nicer to have so that you can really see when you open that up. Can you see this this seam lining up? And if that's a really good indication it's in the right spot. So I'm going to again poke straight down, and it's not quite on my point there, so I'm going to move that clip, and I'm going to move this over till it's where I want it to be. Poke straight down. Okay, that one's way off. So you can also do this where it lines up exactly where you want it, as long as you are holding the pin straight. So when you're pinning and it's slanted one way or another, it's not going to be exactly where you want it to be. So as long as you go straight through and it ends up where you want it to be, you know that's in a good spot. So I'm going to get a couple more clips here. My paper looks like it's ripping off. This is also a good point to take off your papers from these seams here, so that when you stitch this seam going across, that will not be included, because those are really hard to get off. once that's sewn. All right, so I'm gonna rip this off. There's that one. Get the other side. Make sure you get all the sides. Try not to move your clips. There. I just want to take them off just the parts where I'm going to be sewing. I can get the other ones pretty easily later. So I'm going to rip that. Don't really want to undo my clip. Looks like I'm going to have to. Okay. Okay, so now that I have the paper off there, I have the paper off this one, and then I can go ahead and stitch down this whole side here. And so I'm going to start, hold it in place, remove my first clip, and stitch 1/4 inch all the way down the edge. Oops, looks like my paper went above my foot. Take your time, remove your clips as you go. You can pause, you can stop, whatever works best. Stay on your line all the way across. Okay, so now you can see how nicely that lines up, so that you will have a very nice block. So it kind of makes this pretty star. So that is how you sew your middle row to your top or your bottom. It's the exact same procedure here for the top. So you just need to do that one more time. And then that is how you make your 10-inch $5 quilt club for month 5. If you are doing the foundation or the traditional piecing, you have to cut each one of these pieces out individually. That's the exact same as our previous methods with traditional piecing, so there will not be a video for that. But if you have any questions about how to do this, please give me a call, text or email. I'm always happy to help. Thank you for watching.